Week 14 is done. We did some adjustments with how I was dealing with my long runs. I did my long runs being on Friday and Saturday versus being Saturday and Sunday. So I was able to have Sunday morning breakfast with my family, and that I haven't done that in a really long time. I got new shoes this week, and I got a new watch. And thanks to one of my awesome MRTT moms, I got a new footpod, which I would highly recommend to anyone who is going to do 3 miles or more on a treadmill, because the treadmill timer after a certain mileage will be off of what your actual pace is as far as steps per minute, and the footpod's going to give you that accurate measurement of steps per minute. Prime example was Wednesday. I ended up doing a 10K on the treadmill, and I was about 3/4 of a mile ahead of what the timer was saying, and I was really happy to see my steps per minute being over 170, which meant I wasn't overstriding, I wasn't heel striking, which are what I've been working on for this marathon cycle. So that was great news for me. I found this yesterday when we went grocery shopping, and it's a more organic squishy, as I have posted before, of saying that that's my nutrition during my long runs. It has more potassium in it, it has more carbs, it doesn't have a lot of protein, which is okay, and it has other nutrients that you need while you're running. So I'm going to test that out this weekend. And we are heading into max out week. So we are definitely on the downswing of this training cycle. I read an article this morning about looking at the treadmill being mental preparation, which I didn't really think of it like that before, but it really is. I mean, once you get past 3 miles on a treadmill, your head is like, okay, when are we going to be done with running on this thing? I don't want to be on this anymore. I mean, most runners refer to a treadmill as the dreadmill, and I will be honest, I have too, just because I really don't like running on the treadmill. Because up until I got the footpod, it really wasn't giving me an accurate measurement of what my speed and what my pace was. I mean, I could go run the same amount of mileage outside, and my pace was at least 30 seconds to 45 seconds faster than what I'm running on the treadmill. So it definitely is good preparation. And so I feel that I'm more mentally prepared for DC than I was for Buffalo or Rochester. So that's always a good thing, and that's a good feeling. I'm stronger in my core since I started doing PiYo, and I'm almost done with week 7 on that one. I've hit my goal as far as my weight and the inches that I was intending to lose, so I'm stronger there, and that gives me a little more confidence. And my nutrition is on better mark, and I'm feeling more comfortable where my nutrition is this time around versus where it was for the other 2 races. And the biggest thing I've learned with training for marathons is that it's all about learning and growing and changing things to suit what you're doing for the race. And I've played with my nutrition, I've played with cross training, I've played with how I'm doing my runs, how I'm doing just my overall training program. And I know some people don't like following a training program. I've just learned that I have to play with my training program a little bit, and I tweak it a little bit every week, depending on how I'm feeling. I mean, there are some days where I feel like I could run forever, and then those are the days that I do. I run a little bit longer than I was planning on to, and then there are days where I can barely get 3 miles in because my body's just like, I don't want to do this today. And so it goes back and forth, and it's just learning how to mentally deal with that. And I think I've done better this time around with dealing with that, because like I had said a few weeks ago, I was feeling burned out, and I tweaked my mileage and I backed off a little bit. And whereas this week I felt great, and I felt like I had gotten my groove back, and that's great going into knowing that I'm going into max out week. So, it is all about just learning, and it is a learning process for dealing with marathon training, or even a 5K training. I mean, I know there's some people that are never going to do a marathon, but they're going to do a 5K, and that's where their niche is going to be. And it's just finding what works for you. But that's all I got for this week, and I'll do the wrap up for next week, and I'll try to do some more PiYo examples for people to see how PiYo is a cross between Pilates and yoga and the benefits of it. So I will check in again next week. All right.